welcome back to Bear Tales. I just thought I'd touch on something I mentioned in the Creatures of Darkness video I did on the main channel, where I mentioned the pain I get in my wrists. So as far as I know, it's tendonitis. Now, what happened was several years ago now, maybe 15 something, I don't know, can't remember exactly. I was putting my slippers on, dropped my foot whilst my finger was hooked into the back of the slippers, and it just pulled. So it pulled all the tendons all the way down. Really hurt, quite painful. But then it went off, after like a day maybe. But I have always drawn, I have always written. When I write, I handwrite in a notebook. Itchy eye today. I think pollen count's high again. So with that on top, so what I'm thinking is RSI on top of the tendonitis. Obviously that's not helped. When I went to my doctor about it 5 years ago maybe, just because the pain gradually got worse and worse, they sent me to physio for one session where I was given all these exercises to do, and that was it. Didn't say come back and we'll check on you or anything like that. In the end, I bought an exercise kit thing. It's got all these different hand exercises in it, but I don't always remember to do it every day. I try and do it first thing in the morning. I probably need to be doing it twice a day. I don't know. Like I said, I will be going to my new doctor since moving at some point. Just at the moment it's not a priority, because for the most part it's okay. I can cope with it, but as it happened after filming that part of the video, and I was starting to film the end of another video where I just needed to do a bit more drawing. You can see the pencils here in the background on the desk. It just suddenly became really, really painful and I couldn't carry on. So what I generally do, depending on how bad it is, I will leave it a day or two of not doing anything creative. It is the hardest thing in the world to do for me, because as I say, I've always been drawing, I've always been writing, so not being able to do anything is really difficult. One thing I did do that I discussed with the physio was I trained my left hand to use my mouse on my computer. That makes it sound like it's a really complicated thing. It's not. It's just when it's not your dominant hand, it takes a bit of getting used to. But now occasionally I get RSI in my left hand, which is great, especially when I do a lot of editing. It complains about that. But for the most part, I can now edit if I can't create. So it's something that I can do. It can be really frustrating not being able to create anything, because I do these things as my hobbies, it just, like I say, it can get really, really frustrating. But the other thing I will do is I will sit and watch YouTube videos. I'll go back, watch all the channels that I've recently subscribed to, catch up on some of their videos, or some people. There's only a couple of YouTubers that I've actually watched all their videos, but that's because they're newer to YouTube, so they haven't got as many as others. And some of the older ones that have been around longer, I have gone back and watched some of their older stuff. And that's partly to give me ideas, but also partly because, I want to get better with my own art and creativity, so I do try and pick up tips and tricks and stuff where I can. So like I say, it's actually quite handy, the fact that I've been able to get so far ahead in my recording, because it means if I do have a setback like this, and this time I am leaving it a couple of days before I start getting back into it, it's not going to affect the videos, which is great. And if I can keep up the pace, then you know it's not going to affect what I release. So yeah, that's just all I wanted to share with you today, guys, and I'll see you next time.